Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today's sequence is going to be quick yet strong. It's going to be Vinyasa yoga class focusing on deep twisting, core work, some arm balancing, hip openers, and we'll finish off with back bending. Let's begin at the front of our mat. Inhale your hands over your head. Exhale them over your third eye. One more time, big breath in. Lift over your head. Exhale over the third eye. Exhale over the heart. One more time, circle your hands out and over your head. Exhale them down over the heart. And again, big breath in. Lift. And let's grab the left wrist with the right hand and reach over all the way to your right, planting the feet down into your floor. Switching sides, keep your elbows back, reach over to your left here. And really breathe into your obliques, lifting the arches of the feet here. And back to center. Exhale, flat back. Bring your hands all the way down to your legs or to the floor if you can reach the floor. Inhale, look ahead of you. Hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Pressing the heels away from you, let's bring the right leg across and open into side plank. A modified version of side plank. Exhale, hands on the floor. Twisting over to the opposite side, side plank. Left hand on the floor, reaching over your head. And let's bring both hands on the floor. Stepping back into plank. Spread the fingers open the chest, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog. Draw the navel in towards your spine. Inhale, right leg comes up. Step your right foot between your hands, come up. High lunge, pressing the back heel away from you. Spread your fingers open, lifting to the fingertips. And let's come halfway down, lowering the chest over the right thigh. Lowering the left hand on the floor, spin the right arm up, twist. Pressing the back heel away from you. And keep that twist, come up to standing facing the wall to your right. And let's lower the right hand down the left leg. Lift the left arm up and over your head. Ease into this twist. Slowly coming out of this. Back to center. Looking way ahead of us. Lower the hands on the floor. And let's squeeze the right knee into the chest here. Knee tuck into the chest, hold it, lift it, and press back into downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, exhale, left foot between your hands, preparing for lunge. Inhale, reaching over the head. And let's lower the chest halfway down. Keep the spine elongated. Bring the right hand on the floor. Spin your left arm up. Press the back heel away from you. Relax your shoulders down. And let's come up to standing, still keeping that twist. Look back behind you. And you can bring Your left hand down the right leg, reach over your head with your right hand. Slowly coming out of this. And let's face the front of the room. Releasing the hands on the floor. Prepare for a knee tuck here. Bring your knee as high in your chest as you can. Hold. The key is to hold steady. And step back, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Extending the tailbone down, back to chaturanga, exhaling downward facing dog. Pressing the tailbone as high as you can, spread the fingers open, widen your back, keep the shoulders away from your ears. Let's bring the right hand on the left ankle, look over your left side under the left shoulder. Switching sides, let's bring the left hand on the right ankle, look over to your right. And coming back to center. Let's prepare to bring the right leg up and see if you can bring your left hand behind you and grab your right ankle. Opposite hand to ankle, focus on the point in front of you. This is a test for your balance today. When you're ready, you can release down on the floor and switch sides. Left leg comes up. Take your time. Bring your right hand around the ankle. See if you can go into mild back extension. Breathe. Stay steady. When you're ready, bring it back down. Spread the fingers open and let's bring the knees into the chest, lifting the heels off the floor. Jump into chair pose, deep chair pose. And let's clasp the hands behind our back, straighten the legs, forward bend. Looking over to one side and then the other. Pressing the hands away from you, still holding your clasp. And let's come out of this into chair pose. Reach all the way over your head. Sit back as far back as you can. Shifting your weight onto your right leg. Come into warrior three. Bringing the left leg behind you. You can reach in front of you. And let's step the left foot all the way back into high lunge. Hands in prayer. Let's bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press the back heel away from you. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Exhale. Soften your belly. Feel the spine. Easing into the twist. You can release one hand on the floor, one arm all the way up. And let's transition into Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Bring the left hand on the floor in front of your right foot. Reaching up with your right hand. Pressing the right hip away from you. Look up. Either stay here or you can again reach back and see if you can grab your left ankle with your right hand and lower down into modified standing splits. This is quite challenging, so feel free to keep coming back to this pose over a period of time. And now you can release the hold and go into standing half splits. Slowly begin to come out of this, still standing on your right foot. See if you can come up to standing. Bring the left leg forward and over the right knee, wrapping them around each other. Left arm under, right arm reaches up, and they're gonna wrap around each other as well. Reach up, cow face, sit back. Slowly coming out of this, sit in chair pose. And let's take the left foot on the floor, right leg off the floor, transitioning back into warrior 3 with the right leg behind you. Slowly step all the way back into high lunge. Hands in prayer, twist right elbow on the outside of the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. And let's bring one hand on the floor, one up. Keep pressing the back heel away from you. Keep softening your breath. And let's bring the right hand somewhere in front of the left foot, transitioning into Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. One more time here. See if you can look up. Keep pressing the left hip back, flex your foot. Either stay here or you can transition into a bound standing half split, holding your right ankle with your left hand, lower down, bow down. And you can release your foot and lower your chest towards the left leg. And let's release, prepare to come up to standing. Bring the right leg over your left, wrapping them around each other. And now let's bring the right arm forward, left arm up. Wrap them and reach all the way up. Press your elbows away from you and all the way up towards the ceiling. Softening the back of the shoulder here. Slowly coming out of this chair pose. And let's bring the hands on the floor, prepare for crow. Knees as high on the triceps as you can, lifting the heels high and jumping into Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press your toes down into your mat. Extend the tailbone down. And press all the way back straight into downward facing dog. See if you can keep your toes tucked under, or your toes, the top part of your toes on the mat, so you can stretch the front, the top of your feet. And release. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Inhale, come up, high lunge. And let's twist. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. See if you can transition and clasp your hands behind your back, bound, twisting lunge, look back, pressing the back heel away from you. From here, we're going to prepare for an arm balance. You can do side crow or side crow with the legs split, or you can lower your head on the floor, the side of your head for fallen angel, or a variation of a fallen angel, coming out of it and back into downward facing dog. Here we're gonna do a few wave like movements from down dog forward into upward dog and all the way back. Try to bring fluidity in your spine and do this for as many times as you need to, for as many times as it feels good for your spine. When you're done, you can go over to the left side, lunge on the left. Bring your hands in prayer and let's twist. Either stay in this twist or you can transition into bringing your hands behind you, clasping. Look over your left shoulder. Press the back heel away from you. Either stay here or prepare for an arm balance on the left side. Hands on the floor, side crow. You can split your legs here. You can lower the side of your head, your cheek, on the floor and lift. And slowly come down. And let's come into a full squat. Split the knees open and reach in front of you. Keep your heels down on the floor or as close to the floor as you can to stretch the ankles. And if you have a chair here, bring your chair, a couch, or anything that you can step on that is elevated. Come into a plank. You can skip the elevated position of the feet and just take a plank and bring your elbows on the floor. Holding a strong plank here, keep the shoulders down, tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly in, open the chest. And from here, we're gonna lift up onto the hands and lower back down onto the elbows. And lift again and lower down, alternating which hand comes down first. Same hand comes up again and follow with the opposite side. Continue with a few more of this. Lower down, come back up. Lower down, come back up. Good job. And let's continue with knee tucks. 10. Alternating sides. Keep your belly, your spine, your pose steady, firm. And bring your knees in. Great. When you're done, you can bring your feet back down on the floor and come into a seated. Left knee on the floor, right knee on top of the left. See if you can stack the knees on top of each other, bringing the feet as close to your hips as you can. Either sit upright here or you can lower down, folding forward. Breathe into your hips. If your knees are not perfectly aligning here, don't worry about it. Just stay at the place where your body is at right now, holding it with patience and cultivating Ujjayi breath. Slowly coming back up, switching sides. Right knee on the floor, left leg on top. Folding forward is optional. Slowly coming back up. And let's bring the legs in front of us. Lower down onto your back. Bring your feet parallel to each other, hip width apart, and lift into bridge pose. Here you can lift your hands up, palms of the hands facing each other, pressing the outer shoulders down into your mat. Press the hips as high as you can and either stay here or bring the hands around your ears and lift up into wheel. Press the chest open. Extending the tailbone. Lengthening the tailbone, so essentially pressing the pelvis up. And slowly lower down into Baddha Konasana, reclining Baddha Konasana, feet together, laying and relaxing here, preparing for a few more back bends. Let's bring the knees together and hug them into our chest. And here you can bring your hands behind your knees and begin to rock back and forth, massaging the spine, coming all the way up to seated. And here I'm gonna hug my knees into a full squat and come up, straightening the legs, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead of you, flat back. Come all the way up to standing. Step your feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, and let's reach over for a side bend over to one side and then to the opposite. And now we're gonna bring the right hand on the right lower back, higher buttocks area and go into a back bend modified. And switch sides, reaching back, pressing the hips forward. Here you're lifting the back away from your fingertips, trying to create space in the lower back. And coming back up and swing your arms side to side, drawing big lines here, looking back behind you. And let's bring the hands over the heart and prepare for either partial back bend or a drop down to wheel. There's a few ways here. You can just reach behind you and drop down into wheel. Press the chest open, maybe straighten your legs in wheel. Lengthening, creating space in the lower back, opening the chest, keeping the knees pointing forward. And slowly lower down onto your back. Don't rush here to bring your knees into your chest. You can bring the knees together into each other and just hold here for a few seconds up until your back comes back or relaxes after the back bend. And let's bring the left knee into the chest and across for a supine twist. Look all the way over to your left. Soften your belly. And release, switching sides. And release. And let's grab the outer edges of the feet here for a happy baby. Pressing the knees down, by the rib cage. Breathe into your lower back here. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Lower your feet on the floor. Reclining butterfly pose. And you can bring the palms of the hands facing up, hands on the floor. Drop the shoulders on the floor and rest here for a while after this class. Allowing yourself to stay present for at least a few moments. Just focusing on the breath. Namaste.